Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words and become much more articulate. In today's episode, we're going to be breaking down a section from my book, Level Up Mentality, A Guide to Re-Engineer Your Mindset for Confidence. And the section that we're going to be breaking down is about the part where you get an alter ego. Now, when you think of an alter ego at first, you may think of something a tad bit ridiculous. You may think of you possibly putting on some sort of cape and jumping around like a superhero. But that's not what I necessarily mean. I'm talking about something much more practical that high performers are capable of tapping into. One example of this is Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is one of the greatest female rappers, and you could just say rappers ever. And she's someone that is insanely versatile. She's capable of creating these beautiful raps, not only in the voice of Nicki Minaj, but what makes her special is that she has different characters that she could lock into, access their personality, and rap in a completely different tone. This is a genius. Another example is Kobe Bryant. He's someone that's, he would say that he was a very reserved guy off the court, but by the time he was on the court, he would activate this switch and become Mr. Mamba mentality himself. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be that drastic. It could be something as simple as wearing, double pairing your socks as you're about to play some sort of sports games. I actually do that to this day. Every now and then when I'm going for a walk, I don't just wear single pair of socks. I stack them up and walk with it. For some reason, it just gives me that bounce and I feel like I'm zoning in to a different zone. Now, the reason that this is very powerful is because our mind does not like uncertainty too much. Our mind likes clarity. And when you're giving it that clarity, however you see fit, this improves your likelihood of getting into the zone. So hypothetically, let's say you're someone that wants to be in better shape. You could be one of those guys that's just going to the gym, lifting the weights, coming back, sleeping, eating right, and that's it. That's fine. But the thing that I believe is lacking with this strategy is some form of a spirit. The spirit is the narrative that glues these different activities together. And if you want this strategy warped in a different way, I would say like you're entering the gym, and let's say it could just be this one item that you wear that gets you in a different zone. This is an item that others necessarily don't need to understand, but you understand it. It could be the headband. When you wear this headband in the gym, it just gets you locked in. You're not Mr. Chit-chat in the gym, not Mr. Social Butterfly. Instead, you're very antisocial at the gym. And you're antisocial with a purpose, because you're going to the gym in order to lift. Not lift normal, but lift heavy. So heavy because this headband allows you to lock in. Now, you do a successful lifting session, and then you wait, let's say, a couple of days before you go to the next lifting session. You see this headband again, you put it on, and it now serves as a reminder. Each time that you put on the headband and you lift like you said that you were going to lift, this headband just begins to bring in more and more power. Some may say that, wait a minute, I would rather trust a guy that doesn't need the headband rather than the guy with the headband. And I believe that's a very logical thing to say. But here's the twist. Humans are not always logical, especially the great ones. When you're very excellent in a field, in a logical world, you would think that this great person is great in every part of their life. But here's a shocking twist I've noticed. A lot of individuals that are highly great in one part of their life, and I'm talking like insanely great, where it actually blows your mind, are somewhat weird in other aspects of their life. I've brought up Nicki Minaj, so let me bring up Michael Jackson now. I mean, this guy, like on stage, he could dance, he could sing, he just enthralled you. But when you're talking to him one-on-one, he's like, "Hello, my name is Michael Jackson." A very soft voice. And some would be like, "Well, that's weird. How come he's so powerful on stage, but off stage, he acts like a sissy?" It's not that he's acting like a sissy. He's just doing what a lot of great people do. He is weird, but this is the good kind of weird. For Michael Jackson, wearing that jacket, the shiny jacket, allowed him to put on his alter ego and dominate. So the alter ego is something that you definitely want to play around with if you're someone that consistently loses focus and you're just you're doing a lot of the productive tasks out there, but you just like that heart, that spirit, that narrative. And how you do it is how you do it. I mean, it could be like a name that you go by. It could be a certain product that you wear that allows you to enter a different zone. It could be a location even. Like let's say you have a certain place that you live and you're just chilling all over the place. But once you come into this particular room, there is no funny business. In this room, you work. And this is in some ways an alter ego because it allows you to adopt a brand new identity. When you enter this room, you become this productive assassin. So this is definitely an idea that you want to play around with. Be mindful though, like draw strict boundaries. Like when you take off the headband, go back to your natural self. Otherwise, you may be consumed in the alter ego. Some may say that this is a bad thing, but in some parts of life, you becoming your alter ego may be the life goal. It may be such a great ideal that your alter ego is, where you're like, I want to become that. And if that's the case, well, bravo to you. So I break down this idea even in more detail in my book, Level Up Mentality. This book has plenty of tips on discipline, psychology hacks, productivity hacks, and much more. Check out the book in the link in the description box, the pinned comment, or go on ArmaniTalks.com and grab your copy today. Thank you very much for joining the Armani Talks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you next time.